Kenya is one of those wild places. It takes you face to face with nature as we get a front row seat to the circle of life. There is no feeling like the wind through your hair in an open safari vehicle, rolling through the open savanna. We spent 3 days in the Masai Mara with Porini Gamewatchers Safari, and here's how it went. Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to Kenya. In the last video, I was on a family vacation here in the center of Kenya, and I was showing you guys a few things that you can do in and around Kajabi and Nairobi. We went on a walking safari at Crescent Island. We visited a tea farm. We're gonna do a giraffe center. But today we have just embarked on one of the most exciting adventures Kenya has to offer. We're gonna go on a 3-day wildlife safari. We have just had a 3-hour drive from Kajabi out to the Masai Mara land, and we are staying 2 nights, 3 days here on the Porini Conservancy camp, and we're glamping in these luxury tents right in the middle of the conservancy. And over the course of the next 3 days, we're gonna go on 4 safari game drives, searching for some of Africa's big 5 animals, such as the buffalo, elephant, lion, leopard, and the elusive rhino. And safaris are one of my favorite travel experiences because you just never know exactly what you're gonna see, and you could go on tons of safaris and have completely different experiences every time. So I have no idea exactly what we're gonna see, but I'm super excited to take you guys on this iconic African adventure through the Masai Mara land and show you guys what we find along the way. But first, we have just arrived at the Porini camp, and it's about 1 o'clock now. We go on our first afternoon game drive at about 4 p.m. this afternoon. So while we're waiting, let me just show you guys a little bit what the luxury glamping camps look like here at Porini, because it's just such a cool experience staying out here in these tents out in nature. So let me give you a little tour of the property, and then we'll have lunch, and then I'll see you guys at around 4 when we start our afternoon game drive. I have just moved into my little luxury glamping tent that's gonna be home for the next 2 nights and 3 days. And you just have this awesome canvas material. We have these mesh windows that are just looking out over the conservancy. And we just have this massive room here, and I'm sharing this tent with my parents, and we have this little living area right in the middle here. So we have a bit of a living room, a couch, a table, and we have our own little desk. We have a shower area in the back there. So really cool camping experience. We have a front porch here that has some chairs that are just looking out over the wilderness. So anyways, this is what a luxury safari camp looks like. So again, we're gonna head up to the main tent there, grab some lunch, and then we'll start our safari at around 4 p.m. It is just about 4 p.m. now, and we had a nice little lunch at the camp here and a couple hours to just kind of relax and enjoy some of these tents and the grounds here of the safari camp. But it's about time to throw on the telephoto lens. We're gonna jump into the safari vehicles here, and we're gonna start with our first afternoon game drive of the safari weekend. So yeah, let's jump in the car and see what we find. I'm super excited to see what awaits us in the Masai Mara.
Pleasure to meet with you, and my name's Wilson and Caleb. So we're gonna be your guide for the next 2 days, and
cool.
We're gonna do our short drive. So let's see what is gonna come out.
Yeah.
Right, let's hope for the best.
Yeah.
right
That is a
here.
baby leopard.
And we've seen our first leopard up in this tree here. He's moving around a little bit. We're gonna try to get another angle of him. Some people will spend days in the park here and not see a leopard. And this is one of our first that we saw like within the first hour and a half of being in the park.
And
So an amazing
2 days.
sighting, very exciting. So it turns out that the leopard we saw on the tree was the cub, and then we looked the other way and we saw the mom coming straight towards us. So now we're getting a very rare sighting of the mom and the cub. I can't believe how lucky we were. That was so rare, and to be one of our first sightings in the park here within the first hour or so, and seeing the mom and the cub and them playing with each other a little bit was so amazing. And the cub, they were saying, was just about 6 months old, so to see him like climbing around the tree and playing with his mom was amazing. So eventually we lost them down into the ravine here, but we're gonna keep on searching for some other cats. Just had our first lion sighting here. We have a male and a female just by this tree here, so we're gonna go in and get a closer look. The male and the female lion, and they were mating, and then we saw a couple other of these baby lions over here on the other side of the park.
They about 15 live.
15.
15, 1-5. So these 45 live, they separated, they have their own territory, and this one as well, they have their own territory. And then they don't cross to the border to the other side where the other pride is.
It is just about 6:30 and the sun will just be setting over the savannah here, concluding our first afternoon game drive. But we are just all buzzing from that leopard sighting and the cub, and then seeing the lions mating, just all very rare things to see in the wild here. So very pumped about that. So again, we've seen 2 of the big 5 so far. We saw some elephants off in the distance, but we've been told that we'll see a lot of elephants the coming days, some really good giraffe sightings, a lot of wildebeest, antelope, and really really awesome just being out here. And again, one of my favorite parts about safaris, you just never know what you're gonna see. We know people that have come on safari for years and never seen leopards. So very excited about that sighting. So again, we're gonna have a little sundowner here. The Masai men, our tour guides, are gonna pour us some drinks, and we're just gonna enjoy the beautiful sunset over the savannah here, concluding our first day in the Masai Mara Conservancy. So yeah, that'll be about it for today. We're gonna enjoy the drinks, and then we'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. I think we have about a 5:30 a.m. wake up call for tomorrow morning's game drive. So yeah, let's enjoy the drinks, enjoy the sunset, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It is 6:15 and we just woke up to some coffee brought to us by the Masai men on our porch. And last night we had a nice little fire in the tented Porini campground. And this morning the sun is just starting to rise over the savannah. So we're gonna jump in the safari vehicles and head out on our morning game drive, catch the sunrise over the savannah, and then see what wildlife we can find. Just been driving the first 10 minutes or so here, and we've come across a couple spotted hyenas devouring a giraffe carcass. Just after the hyena, we just drove about a minute and we've come across a little family of elephants here, and there's one little baby. Awesome little elephant sighting there. There were maybe about 8 or 9 elephants, but there was this little baby that was just about 4 months old. It was just super cute. Lions. It's about maybe a family of about 7 or 8, but there's a bunch of these little cubs, and they've been super playful, jumping around on some of these branches and playing with the mom, and it's really cute to see them so active. two safari vehicles literally just inches away from our car. It's crazy. Amazing lion sighting. We probably saw 10 or 12, and they were just roaming around, playing with the wildebeest. We saw a couple of the male lions just walking right between us, and they were getting super close to our car. So really, really cool. We were probably watching them for about half an hour or so. So anyways, we're back on the road here looking for some other stuff. Our first buffalo here, which is the fourth of the big five. Of monkeys making some noise, so there could be a leopard or a cat.
Don't like the leopard because it kill them.
So the monkeys alerted us to this area, and we can just barely see the leopard through here. It's so camouflaged, but if I shift the focus a little bit on my camera, you'll be able to see just a little bit of the leopard spots through here. Very difficult leopard spotting, but we were able to see his pattern a little bit through the bush there. But again, we had some great leopard sightings yesterday. So yeah, we're gonna keep exploring and see what else we find. Just spotted our first two ostrich in the wild here, and then we have a herd of zebra and a few wildebeest in the background there. It is about 9:15 now, and we've just found this little place in the bush here right along this river, and we can hear some hippos snorting and splashing around in the water just beneath us. And we're gonna set up a little bush breakfast here. So we're gonna have some coffee, a hot breakfast that the Masai are preparing for us at these little tables, and we're just out in the middle of the bush here. guys, so that was our little bush breakfast here, and very entertaining to just be drinking our coffee, and we're right above these hippos that are coming up and down from the water. You'll just see their little nostrils come right above the water, then they'll dip back down. And yeah, just very entertaining to watch. So we have about an hour left on our morning game drive, and we're gonna slowly head back towards camp, but we are on the hunt for a cheetah still. There's only a few cheetahs in this conservancy, but that's one of the last big cats that we want to see today. So yeah, let's head back, and if we're lucky, we'll see the cheetah. But again, we never know what nature has for us. It is just about 11:30 and we are getting back to camp from our morning game drive. So we were out for about 4 or 5 hours in the bush there looking for animals, and again, amazing hyena, then the elephants and lion sightings, and then the hippos during lunch was really amazing. Unfortunately, still no cheetah, but we still have 2 more game drives to try to find a cheetah. So anyways, we're gonna hang out here for a couple hours. We're gonna have a little siesta, then we'll have lunch, and then I think after lunch we're gonna actually go out to a Masai village so we can see a little bit of the local way of life here with some of the local tribes in the Masai Mara land, and then we'll do another afternoon game drive. So yeah, let's just relax a little bit. I might take a nap since we got up so early, and I'll see you guys this afternoon for lunch and the Masai village. We have just had a nice lunch out on the lawn of the Porini tents here. And it's about 2:10 now, and at the Porini camps we have this optional afternoon excursion to head to a Masai village, which will be a little bit touristy, but it'll show us some of the local Masai people. They'll do some dancing. We'll get to see what their villages are like and some of their huts. So we're gonna jump in the safari cars here and do a little excursion to the Masai village. We've just had about a 20-minute drive from the conservancy here, and we've made it to the Masai Manyata, this little village here. And we have, right when we got here, we were greeted by the whole village of Maasai people that came out and did some songs. They were chanting and dancing, and now they're going to take us in and show us a little bit of what the village life is like for the Maasai people. So let's head in and check it out. got a quick tour of the inside of one of the Masai homes here, and then we're out in the middle of the village again, and they're going to show us how they start the fire for cooking. So that's about it for the Masai village. Unfortunately, we only had about an hour to squeeze this in, but we were able to see just a little bit of the local life here, and I'm always interested in just how different tribes, and especially the Masai, that's just such a colorful, unique tribe, beautiful jewelry, beautiful handicrafts, and seeing how they live in these little manyatas and how they protect themselves and their cattle from the wildlife here. Anyways, we have an afternoon game drive, so we have to head back to Porini camp, and we're going to start our afternoon game drive when we get there around 4. We are just about to start on our 4 p.m. afternoon game drive, so we're going to have another 3 hours until our sundowner, and we've seen so many good things so far. So I think our main objective this afternoon is to get a cheetah, and then if we see any leopards or lions, that'll also be really cool, but I'm going to save a lot of my footage for if we see some cats. So let's jump in the safari vehicles here, and we're cheetah hunting this afternoon. We've just come back to where we saw the leopard earlier this morning in the bush here, and we've gotten another sighting of his tail, and he's starting to move to the left here, so it's not a good sighting yet, but he might be moving around to get a good viewing. Alright, we just found the leopard. We see his face. He's on the move to the right here, right there. We got him right there. Just got a glimpse of the leopard coming out of the bush and across, and he's kind of going through this ravine, so we're following him along the ravine here, but we keep losing him in the bushes. So we were tracking that leopard along the ravine here in our car. The back wheel just fell into this massive warthog hole, and meanwhile we all had to get out of the car so they could jack up the car, throw some rocks and sticks in the hole, and they're going to try to pull the car out, and meanwhile there's a leopard just in the bushes over here somewhere. Alright, just got the car out. We're going to jump back in, and I don't know if the leopard's still here or not, but we're going to keep seeing what else nature has for us. We've just found the long-awaited dung beetle right in the middle of the tracks here. I guess it's a crowd favorite. we've just come across a herd of buffalo. We have a bunch of elephants here, and then we have a couple lions way off in the distance there. We've just come down to this little ravine here. We have a couple more elephants just there, and then we have 2 mom lions with 6 baby cubs just on the other side of this little river. We have just finished our afternoon evening game drive, and we are setting up for one last sundowner. And yeah, this afternoon, seeing that leopard, we got a couple little glimpses of him, not as good as yesterday's sighting, but awesome to just see him kind of scurrying between those bushes. Then at the end there, just a lot of the buffalo and elephants and lions and the lion cubs all together was really neat. So yeah, let's enjoy the sunset, and then I'll see you early tomorrow morning for our morning game drive. Good morning, guys. It is 6:15, and once again we woke up to coffee on our porch here. Last night we went on a little bit of a night game drive where we drove around the park with a red light and our headlights to try to catch some wildlife. We saw a couple lions, some other wildlife. Hard to kind of film that, but pretty cool experience just seeing the wildlife that roams around at night here. So anyways, we have our last game drive this morning, so let's jump in the car. We'll get a beautiful sunrise over the plains, and then yeah, see what nature has for us this morning. Just been driving around for about 20-30 minutes. We have the sunrise over here, and then we have this pride of lions that's devouring a kill from last night, and then we have a bunch of jackals, hyenas hovering around this pride of lions as they're eating. This has been fascinating to watch. We've been been sitting here for probably about half an hour, maybe a little bit more, and just watching them devour this carcass down to the ribs. And we've seen the dominant male fight off a couple other people. About 8:30 and we have just come back from our morning game drive, and seeing that lion kill was absolutely amazing. I'd never seen so many lions around such a fresh carcass. They must have just killed it last night, and then yeah, the whole family of lions just chowing down on it, and then seeing all the scavengers waiting their turn just in the background was really amazing. Just seeing that circle of life and just the wild nature of these animals, and then the lions fighting over it was really, really incredible. I'd never seen anything like that. And then we spent the rest of the morning game drive looking for cheetah. We saw some other wildlife there, but didn't end up seeing any cheetah, which is okay. And that's one of the things about safaris. You just never know what you'll see or what you won't see. So anyways, we've just come back to camp here. We're gonna have breakfast and then we're packing up camp because that is the end of our 3-day safari. And again, we went on 4 game drives and then a 5th night drive last night, and we had amazing leopard sightings, amazing lions. Like sometimes I'll go on safari and we'll be searching for lions the whole time. So to just see so many prides of lion, and then a lot of really good elephant, a lot of really good giraffe. Super excited to edit a lot of this footage and sort through a lot of the stuff that I got these last couple days. And yeah, it makes me want to go on a lot more safaris while I'm here in Africa. So if you ever get the opportunity, doing a safari here in Kenya is just a bucket list item. And then a part of this whole safari experience was just staying at the Porini camps here, and you just have this luxury glamping experience, amazing safari tents, and the hospitality is just top notch. The food is amazing, and all around just really awesome experience with the Masai guides and exploring the Masai village a little bit, and just all of the amazing wildlife sightings. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully this gives you some inspiration for some things to do here in Kenya, and I'll see you guys next time on the next African adventure.